because they were trying to be like, oh, well, the CEO's got to be 10 people. And then like the CTO's got to be 10 people. And this person's got to be 10 people. And they're like, oh, but reality, it's a 100-person company, but there's only 10 because each person is 10 people. And it's like,
send prompts, not nudes. I just want to AI some shit.
Disney is just comical because in every domain, it's kind of a joke. Like you use Disney, they're gonna come at you with lawyers, right? Like even before the whole AI thing. So they're always a good test. Like I always see like the new video gen models, people put Disney in there just to see if they can.
Yeah.
But a couple points that like I think you raised they're really valid. Like first off, most artists don't make money. Most artists don't do art for money. And I think it was Picasso who said, good artists copy, great artists steal. And even if Picasso didn't actually say that, but the point is the what artist hasn't started doing their art by working in the style of someone else? And if AI or someone using AI is also an artist, what is wrong about copying that style in a different medium? That there's definitely some big names, individuals and corporations who might have a problem with that. But also I think it's silly because Disney doesn't get less valuable every time you make a Yoda, right? That makes more value. Like it's not a finite pie. It actually grows the pie. I think if Disney was really smart, they'd lean into their fan communities and just to pick on Star Wars, you've got people all over the internet writing, fiction or thinking about characters or debating this and that. You've got whole video games with giant universes of stories, and they could go find those stories, monetize those, and bring in more people, right? And they can just produce faster and better if they really embrace this as a medium. But that's not really what they do. So that I don't expect anything from Disney, but I do think like the creators of today or tomorrow, right? The individualized storytelling or the hundreds of thousands of movies that will be created with AI, there will still be only a few hits that go big. But so what? I think that's art.
Well, I think have you seen the Yeti vlog yet?
Oh yeah.
Bigfoot blog. Yeah.
The Bigfoot, the Stormtrooper, like the Stormtrooper blogs, right?
Actually, I love the Stormtrooper
Disney
one. But like
right?
those are, oh man, that person's gonna get sued. But either way, but like this is the reality. Like nothing is sacred. Nothing is sacred. Like, and this is also an interesting topic too, because at the same time, just because their ability to replicate a Stormtrooper doesn't mean that what they did was feed it a bunch of Stormtrooper images. Like that's the interesting side of this is a lot of these models, and we were talking about this today, are taught off of interactions from the users that are interacting with it, which means the data the users are feeding it is what it's going to be trained on. And in a lot of cases, especially if that's automatic and there's little or none human interaction, there's going to be data that's going to make it in there. It's going to be trained and then I have positive feedback from users that is not something that the AI company would want. And why does that happen? Because the AI company is 10 people. It's 10 people. They're servicing 100 million customers and there's 10 people at the company. Like, it's mind-blowing. Like the scale. And I saw a VC post about this today, and they were like, they were trying to rationalize it, because in their mind they were trying to do some fun math. I'll put it that way, because they were trying to be like, oh well, the CEO's got to be 10 people, and then like the CTO's got to be 10 people, and this person's got to be 10 people, and they're like, oh, but reality, it's a 100-person company, but there's only 10 because each person is 10 people. And it's like, I mean, yes, like it, would you rather pay top tier money for 10 people that are crushing it, or would you rather pay 25 people to do smaller subcomponents? Personally, right now, us in this moment, I would say 25 people. because like there are some things that just you cognitively cannot switch fast enough to keep up with what your AI can do. You can move into that, but you can't keep up with the AI that's moving at that speed across that many things and juggle. Like at least I feel like I juggle a lot on a daily basis, way more than I ever used to, and I am definitely expanding my ability to reach that, but I in no way, shape, or form feel like I can. Like
that's true. I struggle with that. My output goes down if I have too many things in parallel because I lose the thread.
I'm like, I find this like niche, like right in the middle.
Yeah.
Like if I overdo it, and it usually has to deal with sleep.
Mm-hmm.
If I have any level of cognitive decline, and I try to do that threading of like multi-agent, multi-task, coding, it works great until it doesn't, right? And then when it doesn't, it's just you cycle frustration. It goes downhill, and you end up in this place where it's like, yeah, what did you do today? Well, I made 6 million lines of right. I got that. That's how far I got. But I think that the interesting side is like, I mean, the last 2 weeks have been huge. Like you have Google coming out of bumfuck nowhere, like literally nowhere. Like your AI is doing okay. It exists. You're sort of a competitor, but nobody really believes you're doing anything worth anything. And they come out with multiple like deliveries in one announcement that actually like are good. Like not just like I love their the way they did their music one, really fun to play with. Like very like I definitely would like hand this to like a preschool group or first, third, second younger kids and be like, yeah, turn these dials and play with it. I don't know if you played that interface.
No, which was it?
Oh my god.
So like sandbox?
Yeah, if you go into their AI environment, there's a pre-built one. Well, that you can play with that like you just turn dials and the music changes. So you can be like, uh uh more drum, right? More cymbal. And it's just like you can balance it, but it's across like different instruments and orchestra and strings. And literally all you have to do is go into the box that you're changing and change it from strings to trumpet or brass. And now you can balance brass. and like it's really fun to play with. But what's the cool part that nobody's actually talking about is that is an app that is built by telling their like coding AI, build me an app, build me an MDI sound interface that uses the music model or uses this model or uses that model or creates videos. And literally the way they've built their code is their code takes their APIs directly in the studio, integrates it natively, and allows you to test live without having to do any of the API integration. Super powerful, super quick for like POCs. The 2.5 or I think they're on 2.5. Is that their new model?
Annoying. I'm Googling while you're telling me this. I'm trying to find this dumb thing. And this is Google's problem.
Your kid would love it.
No, exactly. I school's out. We need some things to play with. Can't all be. I mean, he's pretty creative anyway, but like, want to give him some stuff to see. But yeah, like Google just hides. I mean, they have an announcement, but like, I think my strategy here, if I couldn't just ask you for the link, would be go get Gemini to read transcripts from all the YouTube that they put out and cross-reference that with the marketing stuff, and then try to find the actual link to the real thing, because every link that comes up in a Google search is like a glossy, like, this is what we can do, and Google does this, and Gemini does that, and it's like,
well,
man,
if you want to laugh, go to Google and type in Mariner and see what it brings up.
Mariner, a sailor.
Yeah, it's hilarious because you're gonna hit yourself when I'm gonna send you this. I'm gonna drop it in the chat over here.
Try it now. I found it, I think.
Oh, you found it?
Well, nope. Wait, still being advertised to. I need to get the Chrome extension, I guess.
Oh my god, you're gonna love this. The first place. Oh, here it goes. Oh my god, here we go. There you go. Try that. You would think that if one type that into Google, that is the first place by far you would end up. Did you even know that existed?
I still don't know what I'm looking at. I mean, it's
You're
pretty
looking
vague.
you're looking at their first agentic offering. This is Google's 10 agent task management structure that can actually do work for you on the internet.
So it's like a Manus.
It's a dumb Manus. It's a really Google Manus.
Google Manus, got it. Oh boy.
Yeah. Like think of it like this. If you want to book a flight, it's going to go like try to collect something. If you want to, grab a recipe out of your Google Drive, like it's going to go search it and like work with agents to do it. It's better than anything they've ever offered. I will say that, but it is like far cry from, I will say, the openness of Manus, which is hilarious because I don't know why I've always had that like Google's way more like open than a lot of these other companies, but this was part of their announcement. I've seen zero publicity on it. I went in, you know how I do. I see something, I go kick it, as hard as I feel like I can do. I get frustrated when it can't do what I want it to do, and then I go build something that does what I want it to do. So, like, you can combine the ChatGPT, web search and O3 Mini and just kick this thing's ass all day in API. But it is kind of nice if you're already a big Google user and you already have like everything in Google. If you are that, then I could imagine this might bring you some benefit, but you have to have their big fancy subscription in order to use it. You have to have the AI Ultra subscription, and I'm just not paying for it. They just do not. The only thing that I would give a crap about using would be the Notebook LM. But
did they take Notebook LM and put it in the subscription?
They did. So if you do the Ultra, and they have a deal right now. So for $129 a month, you get access to their app. You get VO3, the premium version. You get Whisk, 12,500 monthly AI credits, Notebook LM, Gmail, Docs, Vids, and more for Gemini. Project Mariner, which is still in early access and called a research prototype. YouTube Premium, because why not? And 30 terabytes of storage, because we want all your data. Right. Now, data-wise, that's actually a pretty good deal. Like, if we're talking about bang for buck on terabytes, like that does kick Apple's ass like pretty hard on size. But everything else there's nothing that I really would care about because I can get VO3 through like 20 other apps right now. Mm-hmm. So like they kind of shot themselves in the foot because they made VO3, and VO3 is good. Like it's real good, but they gave it access to everybody. Like it's wide open out there as far as like who can get access to it. So like, I don't know. I wouldn't pay for it personally.
Yeah.
If you have no other subscriptions and you're not doing AI at all, and you're a big Google user, this is a good purchase.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. I think everybody can, if you're going to pick one $200 level AI solution and go hard into it, it's probably worth it. I think I've seen people who've done all of them, maybe at different points you have, and there's only so many hours in the day, and they're not all good. But this is interesting. I wasn't aware of Mariner, wasn't aware of the music thing. Yeah. It's funny because I'm watching Google stuff, I'm watching all the AI stuff, and it's just like everybody else seems to be able to talk about their stuff and link to a GitHub repo or link to a simple landing page that gets you started using the thing. Google, which can direct you where to go by Googling.
I know.
It seems lost.
Cracks me up.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, like that was really cool. You've got Apple's WWDC like showcase, whatever. I don't even know.
Yeah. The only thing from there, I think is going to be interesting to see the on device model. Like I'm excited to see what that can do. I think that's actually something we can play with our Nexus app in terms of moving to a fully on-prem processing model.
I don't know. Maybe
we'll see how good it is. It depends what
They don't believe in reasoning, Randy.
Well, that's okay. I mean, they don't have to believe in reasoning as long as they believe in money.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. We can prompt the shit out of anything.
Yep.
It's just like, I don't know. I think they're further behind than they want to believe that they are. The thing that I found interesting is like the people who probably created the playbook for UIs created a UI that breaks every UI rule. Like
Yeah.
it just like I don't know. Like, not to jump on the Apple like commentary for UI bandwagon here. I am blown away that they did what they did, and it makes and I will say it does make perfect sense for the Apple Glass thing, but it makes no sense for a phone. And I love pretty that like is pointless. It is, that UI is going to be a giant pain in people's like, they are not going to like it.
It's I don't even know.
But
it was just a sign, I think it's really like Google has always had the AI muscle. They don't have the product sense. Apple used to have the product sense. They used to have the ability to execute, and I think they're just kind of lost in the wilderness a little bit. OpenAI is trying very hard to become like one of those guys. They have good stuff, but they keep trying to get bigger and become, more ruthless and less I don't know, less of a hero, more of a villain. Anthropic just keeps on dropping golden nuggets, but they're also not without flaws. And everybody else is just doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Every now and then there's something really, really cool, but you got to pay attention to these giants because ultimately all of this stuff is flowing through their devices or their GPUs. I'll ask our listeners, maybe, if you've stuck on this long, which one of these UIs do you want to see live? I think there's a couple ways we can host them on our main app, but there's also just as kind of landing pages and kind of one-offs. Another cool Google thing, if you use their deep research, you have the ability to turn anything that research does into like an interactive widget or like an infographic, and that can be hosted elsewhere. So I think something that we will be doing with Google and with our own tools, as part of our own marketing and content strategy, is just putting more of our thoughts out there in three-dimensional form, right? Obviously videos, podcasts, we write a lot, our AI writes a lot with us, but I think the more we can get ideas out there and showcase different UIs. So my ask to you, dear listener, is tell us what you like, tell us what you disagree with. Let's go build some of this stuff out in public for you to go click on and break, and like and subscribe. Any closing words, John?
Nope. Like, yeah, I mean, at this point, it's really just about deciding how we want to refine it or how you want to use it. But I think we're getting to a place very soon. And I was actually talking to another person today about like, what do we do when we move past code? Like, how long or how much code are we really going to be involved in? And what is the inevitable point in time where code is less of the restriction and AI is actually replacing entire either files or sections of code? And I think we're probably 6 months out from someone talking about replacing Python with like an LLM, because they can create any level of Python with the right prompt that they need for their app, and it just does it instantaneously based off the user. Why do I need TypeScript or like a CSS file when I can generate it based off of the user's requirements? And then now the user has exactly what they want in their format, their colors, with their high contrast or their less motion, and they feel like they have a special interface that was built just for them. And in reality, we're building a CSS file for them. I think we're really close to those type of apps just being everywhere, and that being the standard very, very soon, like maybe less than 12 months.
Yep. I think that's the expectation, at the very least, that we we at the frontier can move that fast. We'll see how fast the rest of the world can keep up. But I guess on that note, have a good rest of your night. John, thank you for listening. And as always, stay tuned for more AI fun. It's out every week.
From whiskey pours to AI wars, thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay questioning, and we'll catch you in the next episode.